run you had to get to the Super Bowl and then everything that came after it?
Well, it's been a blessing. I think that every day I wake up, I have a championship mindset, and just it's been an unbelievable experience to be where I am right now and to focus on what's coming up next. We have a big year coming up. I'm actually after today, I'm flying to California to get ready with our guys, and all of our receivers and tight ends and running backs are getting prepared for the next season. And so it's one of those things that you're always focused on the next opportunity that you have. And it's been a great whirlwind. It's been one of those things that I've been able to stay focused on training every day, and I'm in great shape right now, physically and mentally. And I'm really looking forward to having another great year.
Have your jersey honored today, Russell. What's that going to be like for you?
To have my jersey honored by N.C.State, it's truly special. I coming out of high school, I had an opportunity to play professional baseball, and I turned it down and decided I wanted to go to N.C.State and graduate in 3 years. I made a promise to my dad, and I took 18 credits every semester while playing football and baseball, and it took a lot of hard work, and went through a lot of good times and bad times too. My dad being extremely sick and just being mentally tough to get through all that, and I had some great teammates. You think about Willie Young, a guy I played with, who's a great friend who I've been around today. J.R. Sweezy, who's now on my team, who has a locker right next to me in the Seattle Seahawks organization. Marcus Kuhn I got to see today. Mario Williams, even though I didn't get to play with him, we have a pretty good relationship. Just seeing those guys is truly special for me. But to have my jersey honored, and it's actually something that I'll never forget. I was in Dick's Sporting, Sports or whatever, and when I was a senior, going into my senior year in high school, and I remember coming down to N.C.State and seeing all the jerseys, in the stadium, and I remember never forget. I was there with my brother and my dad, and just telling them that my goal was to be the next quarterback to be up on that board, up on the wall. And so I never forget that. I was in the Nike section and just thinking about all that. So to be where I am today is truly special. I love NC State. It's been a great opportunity for me to go here and graduate from here.
You mingle with the alumni here at State. How special is that? How important is it to you to be a part of that community?
To be here with the alumni from NC State, to go out on the field with the alumni guys and playing, on the field with those guys. Even I didn't get to play today, but just seeing those guys, it's truly special for me. It's one of those things that you don't get to see them too often. It's hard to keep in touch because I'm so busy in terms of getting ready for games and practices and all that. But you have a heart for those guys and great respect too as well. So just seeing everybody, to see everybody smile and for me to smile, being around these guys too as well, is truly special.
With all the controversies involving so many professional athletes, how has your faith kept you rooted and grounded?
Well, I think that everybody's not perfect. I think for me, my faith is my driving force to my everyday life, and God's shown me so much grace and so much mercy, and He cares for me every day. So every day I wake up, I thank Him just for the opportunity to be where I am and to be able to play the game of football and to do what I love. My office in Seattle, my quarterback room is, right on the water. It's a beautiful view. It's, I get to wake up with a great coach and Coach Carroll, a great coaching staff, and great teammates most of all, and unbelievable fans. And so I just think about that, and just how far I've come and how many people have told me no, and I just believed in the talent that God gave me, and it's just wild, to really think about, how far I've come, and I'm going to keep going too. That's my mindset every day, Like I said earlier at the beginning of the conversation, having that championship mindset, it never slows down.
How has being a Super Bowl champ impacted your faith?
How has a Super Bowl champ impacted my faith? It hasn't impacted it negative or positive. It's one of those things that it keeps me the same. I think that it just shows that how unbelievable God really is. I took a major risk leaving, professional baseball after the whole NC State thing. After I was playing professional baseball, everybody thought I could play in the big leagues, and it was one of those things that I was taking a risk, had to go to a different school, and it was one of those things I didn't know what was going to happen, but it worked out for me, and, God just works things out, it just finds a way. And so I just think that, just winning the Super Bowl at the end of the day, it's not everything. It's one of those things that it's a special thing, a very, very special thing that every athlete wants to get to, and hopefully I can win multiple ones. I joke around with my teammates all the time and just trying to really figure out how far we can go. And so then that's my mindset. In terms of my faith, though, I pray that my faith has stayed the same. Just focusing on Him.
How do you weigh all the opportunities that you do have now to go to LA and do Hollywood kind of stuff along with working with your receivers and all the TV shows and appearances and all that? How do you weigh what's most important?
Well, obviously, most important thing is my faith. Second most important thing is just making sure I'm training like crazy. So everywhere I go, I'm very selective in terms of what I do. Been fortunate enough to do some cool things. Shooting the movie Entourage and do some different things like that. And got drafted by the Texas Rangers, so going to Texas and being around those guys. But I think at the end of the day, making sure that I have a great team around me. Mark Rogers, who helps me a lot, and other people who are around me to just making sure that I'm in order, and I'm such an organized person. I have such an organized day every day, so my thing is making sure that I get my workout in every morning. I'm an early morning type of person. Like I always say, there's no time to sleep, so I get up no later than 6 o'clock in the morning, and I make sure that I go work out. And so no matter where I go, if I'm in LA or Seattle or when I was in Texas, I made sure that I went up and got up early and worked out for a good 3 hours or so. So that's just kind of my thing. It gets my day started right.
You said a lot of people said no. What do you say to the players or students or kids coming up when somebody says no to them? What kind of advice can you give to those folks? Well,
I think there's a fine line between people telling you no and you really being able to do it, and people telling you no, you have the ability to do it. So, I think that if you believe that you really can, you have the talent to do it, and people tell you no, which will happen. I think that, like I told the team today, I kind of told them that's the idea of, people telling you your team's too young, or you guys aren't good enough, or you're not good enough, or whatever. That should have no effect on you in terms of the way you approach the game. If anything, that should fire you up even that much more. And I think that. What I would tell kids and what I tell kids at my camp all the time is just believe in yourself and believe in the talent that God gave you, whatever that is. And sometimes things are going to work out perfectly, and sometimes things are going to work out in a way that you're like, wow, how'd that happen? And sometimes things just aren't going to work out. And I think that at the end of the day is if you give it your all, I know that every day I wake up, I give 100% to what I'm doing in that particular moment, and just I'm in the moment, and I stay in the moment. I never let that get away from me. And so I just kind of always believed in the talent. God gave me a big right hand and a right arm to throw the ball 70-some yards and to throw it accurate, hopefully. So, I think that it's been fun for me.
Part of your experience at State was on the baseball diamond. You talk about what All-ACC means to you and how neat it was to go to Texas or be with the Rangers.
Yeah, Coach Avent, he's one of the reasons why I came to N.C.State, and Coach Holliday too as well. I developed a great relationship with both of those guys, and they really inspired me a lot every day. I had a dream to play professional baseball and to play in the big leagues, and I had a dream to play in the National Football League too as well. And both of those dreams are, one's definitely a reality. Obviously, I'm playing in the National Football League, and the other one could be if I ever really wanted to. But it's one of those things that they just always inspire me to work hard and have a plan and to just go for it. Coach Holliday, we had so many different talks about just never stopping, just the work ethic that you have to put into it. And same thing with Coach Avent too. He gave me a shot. He inspired me to come to N.C.State. It was one of those things that I really loved N.C.State, and it worked out for me.
More questions?
Just expand on your love for N.C.State. What does the school and the university, the area, Raleigh mean to you?
Yeah, there's a reason why I came to NC-State. And, it was one of those things that was a great city in Raleigh. There was tons of things going on. You had UNC right around the corner. You had Duke right around the corner, the whole Triangle area, great universities. The football, the energy. It seemed like almost like an SEC feel where just the energy at this school was just unbelievable for football. And they had great history. Guys who came before me, obviously Phillip Rivers and different guys, and the Torrey Holtz of the world and the Holt brothers, and there's so many different players, Mario Williams and those type of guys, and I wanted to continue that tradition. I wanted to make a difference in the game and at the school, and then obviously the baseball side of it too. I could play football and baseball, and I had that dream of playing professional baseball too as well, and so I went for it. And then the academic side of it, I had some unbelievable teachers. I think that when I think back about my college experience and just the people who educated me at this university were unbelievable, and really were always there for me. I had some great teachers who were always there for me during some very rough times with my dad being sick, and I had to, I would drive home late at night, and not too many people would know, but I had to drive all the way back home to see my dad late at night sometimes, and be up all night with 18 credits plus playing football and baseball, and I just was mentally tough, and I had those people to continue to push me and be there for me, and I just think about the fans too. Just the fans that were here at NC State were really spectacular too as well. And so, leaving NC State was tough for me. It was one of those things. I wanted to play all 4 years here, finish my career, and win an ACC championship. The plans kind of changed a little bit, so I had to move on. But at the same time, this school will never leave me. It's just one of those things that I grew up here. I was like a little puppy and just kind of continued to grow, throughout the years. And so I think that, this school has meant, like I said, meant a lot to me and has really inspired my life, and I want to keep going.
Can you talk about the switch that JR made to offense and what it's like to play behind him?
Yeah, J.R. Sweezy, he's going to be a Hall of Famer, man. I really believe that. I'm being serious when I say that. I kind of laugh and smirk because I think about a guy who played defense his whole life, and he transitions over to the offensive side of the ball, and he's protecting me. And he's as good as it gets. I really honestly is. I truly believe that J.R. Sweezy can play for a long time, 15 years. A guy that has a locker right next to me, and we just share our moments all the time about N.C.State and about just our experiences growing up, coming from high school all the way through the tough challenges that you have naturally in college, and then the success that you have professionally. I remember JR switching to offense, and he gets drafted. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, JR's gonna play defense, And Coach Carroll calls me. I'm talking to Coach Carroll the first night, and he goes, by the way, we drafted your guy JR, and I'm pumped up and all that. I'm like, yeah, he's a great player. He gets after the quarterback. He's like, nah, he's not getting after the quarterback. He's gonna be protecting you. I started laughing. I said, what? So he transitions so well. He's a very intelligent guy. He just loves to work. It's one of those things that he's got great feet, he's got great hands, he's very strong too as well, and he just has this certain level of grit to him. That's hard. It's very rare to find, and I know that when opponents play him, that they truly believe that he's the best guard there is. Really, to be honest with you, and he's still learning. That's the great part about it. I'm still learning. I learn every day something new. So to be right there with him, JR and I were talking last night, and just to. We won our first Super Bowl, and our second year. Hopefully, we win multiple ones, and we're going to be right there next to each other doing it.
First play of the Super Bowl, when you're looking across the line of scrimmage, did you catch Nate's eye, and what was it like seeing him on the other side in that environment, that situation?
Yeah, playing Nate Irvin, a guy who was unbelievable, All-American here at NC State, linebacker, and then he had the car accident. Just think about the year he had in his final year here at NC State, and then playing in the National Football League and what he's done for the Denver Broncos. He's a great football player. And then seeing Nate, at the Super Bowl, and just thinking about how far we both come, how many things he's been through, and it's a testament to his courage, testament to his ability to play the game of football. And I think that playing Nate in the Super Bowl, I distinctly remember a play. I distinctly remember a play. It's 3rd and 8 probably going into the red zone, and key part of the game, pretty early in the game, and it's a timeout or whatever. Nate comes up to me, I come up to him, me about halfway, and we start laughing at each other. I'm like, hey Nate, by the way, I'm gonna throw it right at you right here. And he's like, shut up, Russell. No, you're not. I said, okay, and sure enough, I did. And our guy caught it, and he knocked it out barely. So he got me on that one. But sometimes I joke around with guys like that, but and I actually did throw it to him. He was in my read, so it kind of ironically worked perfectly. But Nate and I have a great relationship too. He's a great football player. he has a bright future too as well, and so the key is just staying healthy. Everybody, me, Nate, JR, so many guys. That's the hardest part about this game, but they work so hard. I know JR, specifically. He's got the locker right next to me. Just watching him play, watching him practice, watching him go about his business. He has a great routine, and just being around him is a special thing.
Russell, doing
All right,
that
guys,
Super Bowl.
he's got to go. We're going to bring Mario in, okay?
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yep.